Hey there, welcome back to Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today we are making a pudding which is called Banana Caramel Self-Saucing Pudding. This one's very easy to make, as are most self-saucing puddings. Uses a banana, which is great. You can either grab one that you've been putting in the freezer or grab one that's about ready to go in the freezer. Whatever works for you. So gather up these ingredients, gather something to cook it in, and let's go. So I've currently just gathered all my ingredients. I haven't weighed and measured and melted and everything, but as you can see, pretty easy ingredients. I haven't had to go and buy anything out of the extraordinary, which sometimes is a good idea. When trying to work out what to cook, I always like to try and say, oh, I've got that I need to use up, or whatever. So gather a baking dish. I'm going to use the one that I just recently used for sausage casserole a few episodes ago. It's a good standby dish, good for cooking savoury or sweet, and that is this one here. Okay, so we want our oven to be preheated to 180 and just grease this with a bit of margarine. So let's get that done first. When it comes to greasing a dish, if you're not using baking paper, you really want to make sure that you have it greased all over. Put it this way, it's easier to clean it. So let's grab a tissue and your pot of margarine. Can use cooking spray, but I find that with cooking spray you're going to get more of an oily taste. Well, you don't really taste it, but margarine or butter is a better option. Okay. That is greased. Ew. To make it easier to see on camera today, I have found a green bowl. So grab a sieve. We'll just measure as we go because it's going to be quicker. So into this we want 1 cup of plain flour. As you know, I've normally got all this ready, but today I don't, so you can learn how to do everything today. Or you can be smart and have it ready. It's up to you. Alright, 1 cup of plain flour. Sift it through. This is why I do my ingredients list as well, so I'm not having to read that small writing. Just set that aside. I don't know if we need to sift anything else. 1/2 cup of caster sugar. Sometimes I stand my cups in my bowl, so that way if I spill it, spilling it in a good spot. Half a cup of caster sugar. We will actually put the sieve back because I do like to sift the baking powder. We want 3 teaspoons of baking powder. So I have this special teaspoon that I got from Superfood Ideas magazine, which I got a lot of recipes from that magazine. I found it really good. 3 teaspoons. So what this one does is it goes 3 teaspoons down to 1 teaspoon. So I like to use this one when I need 3 teaspoons for the obvious reason. Look how easy that is, hey? Good idea. Alright, I had 2 of those, but I don't know where the other one went to. Okay. Now, pinch of salt. Once again, always read your recipe to make sure that you do have everything, because a pinch of salt is technically an ingredient which should be written on the ingredients list, but doesn't get written on the ingredients list. So crack some salt into it. Okay, so now we're finished sifting, because that's all our dry ingredients, bar the sugar, but that's a later thing. Okay, grab the banana. What I like to do is I just get a small plate, just peel that banana and grab a fork, and we're just going to mash it. So that banana's a good consistency. Normally I freeze them when they're more riper than that. The riper the banana, the better when you're cooking anyway, believe it or not. Just get a fork and smash it. Just make sure you don't have that horrible stringy stuff. I hate that stuff. Alright. Beautiful. That's our banana. That's going straight in. We want 200 mils of milk. So when it comes to things like that, you want a jug. It's 200 mils is just over 3/4 of a cup. Oh, I nearly lost my egg. Scary stuff. Now I always use light milk, but you can use full fat milk. Probably doesn't work too good with skim milk, but I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. It was right to get 2 out because I knew that there wasn't 200 mils in that one. You sort of, when you've been cooking for a while, you kind of know, but I still like to be measuring all the same. Alright, so that's 200 mils. So add a bit at a time and just keep whisking it. You can whisk with a fork or a proper whisk. Just want to get that nice consistency going there. Sort of like a batter, which technically it is, it's a cake batter. Put the last bit in. Alright, beautiful. Our next step, we need 85 grams of unsalted butter, and we're going to melt that. So set that aside. I think I'll just melt it in that same jug. So I'm going to grab my kitchen scales, my digital scale, and a knife. Okay. So to weigh the correct amount, put your jug on your scales, press TARE, that will center, will zero it, not center it. On a lot of these butters, it's marked out into weights. I always used to, when I first started cooking, I always used to get the butter and actually cut it into the measurements, mark it out so I'd know what was going on. I stopped doing that, probably once again because you become familiar with weights and things by eye level. With some recipes, if you don't follow them perfectly, you end up with horrible results. So I still like to check everything. That's 75 grams. Yeah. 82. 84. Surely that's it. Perfect. 85 grams. I'm going to chuck that in the microwave for about 30 seconds and just melt it. This is the problem. Everything in front of said microwave. That's okay. Alright. Give that 30 seconds. Now what I normally do with the butter is I will rewrap it and I'll put it in with the other butter in my little butter tray. But I think I need unsalted butter for next week, so at the same time I'm going through what I need for next week. Try and get a little bit organised. It's very difficult. Okay. I left one ingredient off that list as well. Give that just a little bit longer. Another 30 seconds. Vanilla extract. I really do need to be checking my recipes as I go. So, I'm going to grab our ingredients list. I have missed 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. I have missed a pinch of salt. And I have missed, for down when we do the syrup, 1 cup of boiling water. And no, I don't get marks for missing things. It's just called human error. So, updated list. Alright, so now that we have got 85 grams of unsalted butter, add banana, milk, butter, egg. No, good, it didn't roll off. I always like to crack that into a teacup. I'm not going to change how I do things, so I am going to crack it into a teacup. This is so that I don't get shell in it. I mean, 3 days a week I am working in a takeaway shop, so I am cracking eggs quite regularly. But it's funny how everything's always different when it's in your own kitchen. You can crack eggs till whenever. If you see a shell on a fried egg, obviously you see it. If you miss it in a cup, someone gets a lucky prize. Crunchy bits. Alright, in goes that. And our 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Grab your 1 teaspoon. Okay, vanilla extract. I need a funny different extract for next week. No, I have got another vanilla. Alright, vanilla extract. Do I have 1 teaspoon? Oh, perfect planning. Look at that. 1 teaspoon. Once again, vanilla is another thing. This is vanilla extract. You can get vanilla beans. A few other vanilla things as well. It's normally just as good. You get your vanilla flavouring. I believe for next week I have to buy raspberry flavouring. A, I've never seen it. B, I don't know if it still exists. So it's a story for another day. Okay. Whisk that together until well combined. Alright, let's grab that dish that we greased earlier. Now, this is a great dessert for a winter's day, winter's night, with vanilla ice cream. Or you can make custard or do whipped cream. It's entirely up to you. Alright. Make sure you whip everything. I always find that if I use the mixer, I get the floury bits at the bottom. Alright. So I'm going to grab a spoon and get the rest of that out. And next what we need is a small saucepan so we can make our syrup. So we're going over to the stove top. That will be fine there for a moment. Let's go. Okay, so we want 3/4 of a cup of firmly packed brown sugar. Now you're probably wondering, what is firmly packed brown sugar? Remember when you was young and you used to go to the beach and do sand castles? And you'd firmly pack it into your bucket and it would look like that. Tamp it down. That is so that when it's in there, I've just made a sandcastle. Alright, 1 cup of boiling water, as in boil up the kettle. And our final ingredient is a golden syrup, 1/4 of a cup. What I'm going to do, golden syrup's one of these things that it's a really tasty thing, however it's as messy as hell. So, oh God, it doesn't even want to come out of the jar, that's how good it's going. Alright, here we go. Get it out with a spoon next time. Alright, in case you're wondering, why haven't I put the boiling water in first? There is a good reason for this. I'm going to grab a small spoon. Get as much syrup out as I can. Easier said than done. Alright. Get that boiling syrup and do not burn yourself. And just wash out the measuring cup. As you go. Alright. I did half of what I wanted it to do anyway. Yeah, but easy. Alright. We want this on a lowish sort of a heat. Just keep that teaspoon. Make sure you get the right one on. Could be awkward otherwise. Alright. So, over medium heat and bring to the boil. So we just basically want it to boil so that everything is all mixed in. Then we're going to tip it carefully over the top of our batter mix. Got something in my sleeve. So basically stir it until it doesn't give any resistance. It's only resisting because of that golden syrup. Now might be a good time to get a bigger spoon as well. As soon as that comes to the boil, we will be ready to finish this off. Wash up and go about our business. It is going to cook for 30 to 40 minutes, and it should serve 4. 4 would be big portions, so break it up into smaller portions and share it. Alright, not much longer now. I'm going to turn it up anyway. We want it on high heat. Alrighty. Okay, let's come to the boil. Do not touch the hot plate, it will be hot. So all we need to do now is carefully pour the boiling mixture over the pudding. You can't get any clearer than that. Okay, that is going to go in the oven for, I'm just going to give it half an hour. You'll know when it's done, because if you put a knife or a toothpick in it, you won't get the mixture on it, but it will also go golden as well. So after half an hour, we can always give it another 10. And also, if you can smell it, you'll smell if it's nearly cooked as well. Alright, I'll put that timer on and I'll check back in with you soon. Okay, so I ended up giving that another 5 minutes. It's, how can I say this? It's set, but it's jiggly. But you've got to remember, there's a pudding under the pudding. There's a sauce under the pudding. Thank you. So that is ready. That is cooking with Violet Vixen, banana caramel self-saucing pudding. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy eating it. And I'm going to catch you next adventure. Bye.